Welcome to One on One. I'm Greg Bassett from Salisbury Independent, your host. And today we have a very special guest, a guy who gets talked about in this community like crazy. Everywhere you go, his name comes up, Chris Eccleston. Chris, welcome.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, I'm thrown because I brought with me like 5 or 6 beard jokes. You are really well known for your beard. Where's your beard?
Yeah, I had to shave it off. The humidity was starting to get a little unbearable, and my son, was kind of tugging at it, and the wife said, summertime beard not allowed. So I take it off for the summertime, and it'll be back. It'll make an appearance back in the winter.
Well, in our newspaper, I was going to do a feature about the great beards on Delmarva, and yeah. I really had you in mind. So now I don't know what we're going to do.
It'll be back. I have a trip planned in September, so I'll be growing out the beard for that trip. So.
Now, I don't really know you, but you're a Salisbury guy, and you're one of these people who keeps coming up in conversation because you're somebody who I love getting on the show who gets things done.
Well, thank you for that compliment. I appreciate it. I just kind of have always been involved in the community. I learned that very early on from the Boy Scouts. I was very active in the Boy Scouts, and then I went and served the country in the military afterwards. So it's just been instilled in me from a very early age that being part of the community and kind of looking at the community as a bigger version of your family is really important. And so, I really try to do that, and whatever cause I get involved with, I really try to put my all into it. So yeah, I just try to be active and be a good role model for other people, and hopefully they'll get involved in the community. I mean, you kind of think about it. Imagine there's always a lot of negativity in the world, and imagine if every person in Salisbury put in 1 hour a week of community service. Just the roads would be cleaner, the schools would be better, crime would be lower, everybody would have ownership and pride in their community. It would just be great. That's my dream if there is one.
Now, one of the national problems is that there aren't jobs for veterans. Veterans are very skilled. Some of them come out of the service and they get great jobs, but some languish, and there's been priorities put on trying to employ veterans who've given great service to the country. And that's a key to what you do in your business.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime I get a microphone, I get the opportunity to say that we have the best trained workforce in America. I mean, these guys and gals are trained not to fail, and they have a mindset that when you put a mission or a goal, task, whatever in front of them, they're going to get it complete in a timely manner, in a professional manner, and they just don't know how to fail. So I always throw that out to any other employer that'll listen. I mean, if you're not hiring a veteran, I mean, that kind of person working for your organization or your company, it just makes sense. And I think, Delmarva Veteran Builders, our company, has really kind of proven that on a local level. I mean, we're 2.5 years old now, and we have 8 employees. We have a 75% veteran workforce, and we have a lot of repeat customers in a short amount of time. And I think that kind of speaks to our workforce and how well trained they are.
Right. What kind of projects have you been working on?
So we've done a lot of work for Salisbury University, Atlantic General Hospital. We've done a couple doctor's offices and office space around Salisbury, Ocean City. We're getting ready to start the Uridoxin in Cambridge. So, and then the biggest project that we have going on is over at Salisbury University. We're a subcontractor to Gilbane, and that's primarily where all our labor force is. So we do kind of reach out, and we are still looking for additional help if we can get it. And we're doing all the general trades. So on a project of that scale, it's a $100 million project, 245,000 square feet.
Wow.
You just need a lot of hands to keep that project moving. And we're really like a big labor force. So we're kind of a team member, like the JV squad for
right.
Gilbane, kind of helping them run the project and trying to get it done on time. And
right.
and it's really worked out well.
So. Why is it that veterans might have trouble getting back into the workforce when they come out of the service?
I don't know the answer to it. I wish I could pinpoint it.
Yeah.
I know that I struggled when I came back in 2006. I came back from Iraq, and I couldn't find a job. I was going to college. I was just looking for part-time work. I applied at the Walmarts. I applied at, just any type of job. I mean, I was going to college. I just wanted a college job. And I finally found one. I was a trash man, so I did that for about a year to help get myself through college. But I think that employers don't know how to understand or read a military resume. So
they can't apply the person's skills to the job that they have.
I think that's probably the biggest piece. And I think when you come out of a world, some people adjust better than others. I had a very tough time personally off my first deployment. In my second and third deployment, I was fine, But coming out, re-entering life, civilian world, you're so heightened. Your senses are always up. Some people are really in a life and death scenario. And the trivial stuff that we have to deal with on a daily basis in the civilian world, you just don't have that, and it's it can flounder some people. So we actually have a gentleman who's working with us. I mean, he's back from Afghanistan about a month and a half, and he's been with us really with about 2 weeks out from getting out of the military. And I think I recognize that he's a transitional employee. He's going to be with us for a short time. He's got better skills and he's got more ambition in life than what he's doing with us. But we're able to provide structure, camaraderie, still give him that those kinds of things that he needs right now. And I think that's really important. And that's one of the reasons why I kind of wanted to start this business, is to have transitional opportunities for veterans. I mean, we recognize that we're going to go up and down, but we're okay with that, and I think that kind of adds to our value.
No, when you're on a ship and you're deployed and you're somewhere else, you're halfway across the world. Mm-hmm. Do you think about Salisbury a lot? Does it make you feel different about your community?
Yeah, I guess I do. My first deployment was right after 9/11, so literally 5 days later, I left and went. I was spent about 6 or 7 months over south of Pakistan. We were about 160 miles, and we were flying sorties into Afghanistan. We were the first ship on station to start dropping ordnance. And you've seen the old World War II movies, or where you get to go up and sign the bombs or whatever. Right. So there is some mountain in Afghanistan had a bomb dropped on it, said "With love from Salisbury, Maryland." So I do thought. I did think about home a lot when I was overseas. It puts things in perspective. Like I said, kind of talking about it earlier, the trivial things. I know what it's like to go without a week without a shower. So little things like that are nice, and you never kind of never forget it. But it makes you love the community. I knew when I was out there that I would be coming back here. I didn't know when it would happen, but I knew that this would be the place I'd be coming back in.
But does it change your perspective on home? I mean, do you appreciate it more?
I'd say so. I mean, it gives me a more service-minded awareness to the community. I think maybe I have some kind of responsibility or an obligation because of my skill set that I need to be involved in the community. I probably put that pressure on myself, and I don't know if that comes from the military. Probably. I mean, I miss wearing a uniform. I think that's probably another reason why I wanted to start a veteran type style business, to kind of keep that camaraderie and esprit de corps together. So, serving the community, I think is, I really enjoy it, and it's what I want to do.
Our delegate, Mary Beth Croza, was here. One of our many delegates. Mary Beth Croza was here, and she put in a bill in this last session which helped veterans. And I'm confused about what it does exactly in terms of being eligible for some state contracts. Right.
So Mary Beth reached out to me, which was kind of shocking. Like I said, we're a very young business. We're 2.5 years old. And she wanted to increase veteran procurement. So the state of Maryland will set a goal that says 1% of all the state contracts will be procured through veteran-owned businesses. I happen to own a veteran-owned business, so it made sense. So I got the opportunity to go up and testify in front of the House and plead my case why I thought it was important. And we were trying to get 5%. We actually got 1%. The bill was signed yesterday by the governor.
Right, and the rule had been 0.5%. So
correct.
You could argue you doubled it.
So we doubled it. Yeah, Mary Beth did it. That was actually her first bill.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting to be involved in that. And I went up yesterday for the bill signing ceremony with the governor. But I took it, as when I got removed from it, I took it as a kind of like a piece of honor or a badge of honor. I mean, this was an opportunity for me to go represent all Maryland veterans, and Maryland veteran-owned businesses. There are a lot of them. This creates opportunities and incentives for other Maryland veterans to do exactly what I'm doing, because the state of Maryland procures a whole bunch of different things,
right.
Not just construction projects. So.
Right.
This is, I think, a great thing, and I hope it'll continue to move forward, and maybe Delaware. And I know the city of Salisbury passed similar legislation last year. Maybe the county will move in that direction. I would also like to see preference for employment if you're going to work for the city or the county. I think that's really important. Not only Wycomico, but all across the shore. I think that's really important. We have a big veteran population here, so.
Was that your first exposure to the legislative process?
Absolutely, yeah. It was exciting.
What did you come away with from that?
Overwhelming. I mean, it was interesting to see the process, how democracy in action. It was kind of fun and neat to be a part of. It's a lot of hoopla, I guess is the right word. I'm not really sure, but it was neat. It was fun to be a part of it, and it was kind of like a civic service or a civic duty, and it's kind of fun. I like that. So,
Now, I was having lunch with someone the other day, and I said, I don't really know Chris, and I don't know what to ask him. And this person said, Chris is one of those guys who's thinking all the time about making something better. And we're in the restaurant, and the person looked around and he said, Chris would say, like, take down that trim and punch a hole there and put a light there and do this. He's always thinking about what he can do to improve something. Is that true? Are you really like that?
Yeah. I mean, I used to. I don't do it as much anymore, but I used to have a notebook that I would just carry around and write my ideas down in, because now I've gotten so busy, and the last year I've gotten married and my son was born, so everything's happening rather quickly in my life. But I used to just have a notebook that I write down ideas about different things that I thought would do well in the community. And I just love sitting down with anybody and brainstorming about whatever it is to make anything better.
And you want to share?
Actually one idea I do have is Wycomico. I'm a big fan of Wycomico Woody.
Wycomico Woody, that was our mascot for a long time here.
He's an old economic development mascot that they used back in the 80s. And
right.
I would love to see him revived. He was actually revived last year
for the Christmas lights.
For the Christmas lights.
Right.
And so I would like to get him as an actual full-blown costume. And I've reached out to a couple companies that do that. I have prices put together, so one day when I have some time or have some money, I'll get that.
So like a Sherman the Shorebird for the county.
Yeah, exactly right.
I love that idea.
So, because I think we kind of lack identity of ourselves, and we don't sell ourselves.
Our identity is we're on the way to Ocean City.
Yeah, so we need to create our own independent identity. I think a place, a person, or something can be something that we can all get behind. Like a Third Friday. I mean, that's bigger than just a little logo. I mean, everybody knows what that is. So, Wycomico Woody and Friends, maybe a children's book.
Sure.
That gets read at all the local elementary schools.
Wow, okay.
So you got a big group of friends around here. You got Sammy the Seagull. You got Sherman the Shorebird. You got the guy from the zoo, the bear.
At the newspaper we have the Newshound.
The Newshound, yeah. Okay. Then McGruff the crime dog.
Right.
He's kind of a national.
Yeah.
But we have a lot of local, kind of mascots and just it's tying community pieces together.
Sure.
If there's anything that I'm thinking about all the time, it's how that we can collaborate and connect dots. I think about that a lot. I think that's really important.
That's cool. Now, your name came up when Kim Hudson was here to talk about the Winter Wonderland of Lights, and you helped bring that back, or help restore some of those lights from this last year. Talk about your role in that.
So that was another idea that I had with Kim. I actually I drove by the park last year or 2 years ago and noticed that there weren't any lights. And I remember as a kid how much I loved mainly Wycomico Woody, but all the other all
Woody
the other
this
ones.
Year was at the courthouse.
He was well, he's right at the corner of Main Street.
Right.
And, And so I went to Kim. I found out who was in charge of Winter Wonderland's Light, that being Kim. So I had lunch with Kim and Mike Dunn, and I pitched him the idea that I wanted to put them all down the river, because there was a lot more cars, I thought, passing Carroll Street? Than the park. And I thought, what would serve the community better should they all be down the river, more people to see them. So I didn't get that accomplished, which is fine, but they said that they were in dire need, and so Matt Holloway and I got together, and then we formed what was called the Silver Bullet Crew. You can infer how you want. We came up with that name, and we went out and we stripped all the old lights off, put new ones on, and then we got LEDs. I think we spent $6,000 or $7,000 last year, and we only got about 2/3 done. So we got another big year ahead of us trying to get the rest of them done. I am excited to say that another thing I'm kind of trying to push through, and I did get approval. Wycomico Woody will have a friend this year. So I kind of want to do like an unveiling, where they pull the sheet and the lights come on, and so I'm working through that right now. So that's pretty exciting.
That's cool. And the Carroll Street idea is a great one, because I love Carroll Street, and a lot of people, Jake Day doesn't like Carroll Street because it keeps economic development from happening. It's like a moat to keep people from North Camden into downtown. And I've never quite understood that, because I just think Carroll Street's like one of the most beautiful streets in town. Absolutely.
We have a river that we don't use. I mean, to me, that's a huge community asset that maybe has been hyper politicized in its years, but it's go down there on a Saturday or Sunday morning and just look at that. I mean, that is absolutely gorgeous.
We're really lucky to have that.
Oh yeah, we should use that. I mean, and I think the chamber's kind of finally onto something with something they're working on towards the fall. So
the replacement for the Salisbury Festival will be in the fall.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. I'm not really involved in it, but I can't wait to be out there and support that. So that's exciting.
Now, I think people might tease you, because whenever you write the word unity, you capitalize it and you make a big deal out of unity. What's your feeling on unity? What does that come from?
Mainly, it started out as a reminder to myself.
I always think of the Rick James, Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Whenever I see unity.
I do it for myself, because we live in such a viral and news-based world, and everything has to be immediate. And with that, I feel like a lot of negativity comes with it. And it's easy to get caught up in all the bad things that are happening. So I make a real important message to myself, and then whoever else will listen, that there are plenty of great, wonderful things that happen every day right here on Delmarva and in Salisbury. This is a great community. I'm going to raise my family here. I came back here, and a lot of other young leaders are starting to emerge in this area. We have a huge next 10, 15 years are going to be great for Salisbury and great for the shore, and I'm really excited about all the things. So it's just a reminder for me that everybody needs to be working together. And Salisbury's kind of always had like this is my little turf, and you can't have any parts and pieces of that. And to me, that's really frustrating.
It's always said it's kind of feudal, like the feudal lords have their thing, and they don't want to.
You can't be involved in this project because I'm working on it. Well, I always think, again, I was talking about the dots, and tying them together earlier. I mean, how do you make something better, and how do you make one built on the other. Another idea that just popped in my head.
See, he does this. I swear, this is what I hear he does.
The third Friday, the softball tournament. So we have two big fields. If you kind of look at a map of Salisbury, you have downtown, then you have the park, and then you have the zoo. Ben's Red Swings, there's a park, and then there's another pony league. So I pitched the idea, it didn't work, last year or 2 years ago, that when they had that big softball tournament, that all should be happening at the Civic Center and those two baseball fields the same weekend at Third Friday. And then, hopefully some community leaders.
Some spillover, yeah.
Yeah, well, we're now showing ourselves off to a community, and we're showing our community assets off, that we have an amazing zoo, we have an awesome park, we have a great downtown. I mean, we need to be proud of those things. We need to be showcasing them to other people, not just ourselves. So if we start to do that ourselves, then other people will take notice of what we're doing, which I think, Lee Whaley and Connie Strout and Jamie Heater and Jake Day and all those people downtown, Brad Gillis and all those guys, Joey Gilcherson, they're doing a wonderful job, but it just seems like it's all downtown. And I understand and appreciate that you have to start small and then move. That's
Jake Day's thing. You've got to start downtown.
Yeah.
And I have all these ideas for just out of downtown.
Yeah.
No, we're going to do downtown first.
Well, I mean, I would say that the one thing that I have found, I'm a person that if I get told no, I figure out another way to do it. And if you're really adamant about doing something, just go out and do it. I mean, that would be a challenge I would make to anybody kind of watching this show. If there's something you're really passionate about, whether it be, a nonprofit or something that you think a park bench needs to be in the city park.
Right.
By all means, go talk to the public works director. And I think a lot of people just maybe are afraid that they're going to get told no. Sure, you might get told no a few times, but you just got to keep, kind of keep banging the drum, and eventually you'll make it happen.
Right. I started the newspaper with the idea that there was a lot of positive news around me, and there was no outlet for that. Because in the daily, certainly, we covered a lot of the negative stuff, but just when things happen, when things go wrong for people, that's always not interesting, but compelling, and people want to be a part of that. They want to know what's going on with their neighbors. But there's still so many positive things that are happening. And you're exactly right. In this community, I mean, I've based my business on the idea of the next 10 to 15 years here. Yeah. It's going to be special. I just get that feeling. I don't know why.
I'm really excited about it. I came back here. It was 2007 or 8 I came back here. I just kind of jumped in head first, being involved. I mean, I've done work with Holly community. I've done work with the Boy Scouts. I've done work with Habitat and Lower Shore Enterprises. These are all institutions and stuff that we got to make our community great, and more people that get involved in doing stuff is going to make the community great. But the leadership that's emerging, there's another idea which you're familiar. I'm trying to get all of those 30 to 40 something leaders together in a room, and it's hard sell because I can't quantify or qualify what is going to happen out of that result. But I can tell you something awesome. Probably a lot of awesome things are going to happen, because I'm going to hear that Jamie Heater is working on something, and then but it's bigger than the people. Those people represent all of our institutions together, and having all those people work collaboratively, togetherness, unity, man, really exciting. And I think a lot of people are starting to kind of think along those lines, and that really is a civic pride thing, that's really exciting to see.
Now, I can barely get down on the floor, and get up. I can get down. I can't get up off the floor. But I understand you and your employees actually do yoga together. Is this true?
Yeah, we started. We've been doing it for about a month now. There's 4 of us that are doing it.
Now, where did you get the idea to do yoga with your employees?
Actually, no. This wasn't my idea.
Okay.
So Jerry Miller, she has a fitness studio in town on Riverside, and she reached out to me about a month or so ago, or probably a couple months now, and said, "Hey, I got this idea. There's a national brand or a program out there called Yoga for Warriors."
I've known Jerry since like 7th grade. She's never been anything except perfectly physically fit.
Oh yeah, she's very intense. And let me tell you, she kicks our butts. So she, kind of talked about the mind-body connection and the importance of this yoga program and the relaxation and the stress, issues that it's kind of involved, and the focus on PTSD and combat stress-related disorders. So when she kind of talked to us about that, it was a no-brainer. I mean, we have several guys that have been in combat. So I want to give any opportunity for any individual. Doesn't necessarily have to be part of our team. I mean, it's open. We have another 3 or 4 slots that if there's a veteran that's in need, I think that's really important, and I want to house that opportunity.
Does it do some team building too, or?
I think so. I mean, mainly just making fun of me, but
right.
yeah.
Are you getting good at it?
Yeah. We learn the poses. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very core intensive, and the relaxation part of it is really important, and the breathing. So it's all mainly about your breathing, right. And the movements and all that kind of stuff.
I've been encouraged to do it, but it feels so silly. So
it's not for the light of heart. It's an intense workout.
Yeah.
I mean, we're covered in sweat, and some of us guys, we've all been through boot camp. Some of our guys are, like I said, kind of somewhat quasi special force type people, and they have trouble with it. So it's intense. It's not an easy thing to do.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Can we have people reach out to you?
Oh, yeah.
Or other people with ideas that want to try
absolutely.
to funnel through you?
And we have. I mean, we've also had people reach out to us, to be involved in different type of veteran programs. We have a website, DelmarvaVeteranBuilders.com. My contact, my email address, Chris.
We'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah, that's all on there. But one of the things that I haven't announced officially yet, I've been working with Mike Dunn for Red, White, and Boom.
Right.
We are, as long as the health department signs off, I'm going to be setting up a stand on the 4th of July and giving out free hot dogs, hamburgers, and sodas and waters for veterans and first responders as just a thank you for what they do for our community every day, and what they've done.
This year it's going to be over at the old mall property by Y-High and the Civic Center.
And we might be set up right, or if I can get it, the timing worked out, kind of tying things together. The War Memorial on Route 13 is getting ready to launch a capital campaign to revamp that.
I almost went out there the other day myself and painted it.
Yeah, so we're working on that. Hopefully we'll have a conceptual elevation for the Red, White, and Boom event, and then maybe if somebody wants to make a donation or something like that, we'll have that set up.
I'd love to write about that. I'd love to get behind that. Because in our town, there's so many cool little war memorials that people don't even know about.
Yeah, it's I got to be honest, I didn't really know a lot about that. My idea was to pick it up and move it and put it inside the Civic Center so it would never have to be touched again. I don't think whoever group put that memorial there, it had a special meaning to them, so I respect that. So we're going to fix it up and get it looking good again, and Lee Beecham, who's on our team now, he's going to be involved in that, and I think we as a company are going to be involved in that too.
Excellent. Chris Eccleston, one of those guys getting it done in our community. I wish more people were like him. I wish I could be like him. But anyway, Chris, thanks for coming in today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Well, another edition one-on-one right here on Pack 14.